This will be the 300th time that Yoda will be celebrating his observed game, 100 observed game. But this is it, ladies and
We
gentlemen.
get the game one circle.
is
It feels
still pretty. This is a pretty circle.
Yeah, it was just like the one we saw just now. But
This is
again,
not as bad though. More land
for
are covered.
Yuta, it feels like you're giving him a lollipop and you take it back and you keep on
Can
giving
you
it back.
imagine? It's like you
Is that-
buy a
You're playing with his feelings now.
buy a birthday cake and you blow out the candle yourself. Like this is not yours, you know.
Did you ever did that ever?
No, I have
That's
not.
so mean.
The last birthday cake I received was years ago.
Oh.
But I personally did buy a flower for myself on Valentine's Day.
I don't even want
I
to
will
know
buy
why.
the
There you
flower
go.
for you next year.
Thank you, Husky.
I
love
call
you.
myself the
I
most
love you too.
fortunate one. Okay, jokes aside, back about the game. Nat Brother seems to be very vacant about this, but not that vacant enough. AKA, what happened? They dodged AGMT, but this time walk into the Lions.
No third
Den.
time now.
Yeah, I know third time might
No,
not
it's
be
enough.
a charm.
It's not gonna be enough for them. But at the same time, what are the rest of the team? Snap seems to be the scout, but quite far from the cavalry, if you ask me.
I hear scouting in Sandhawk is probably the most dangerous thing that you can do with so much space around. And if you get called out early on, you just become a nomad, like what we saw on Luyu just now and what we saw on PPG yesterday. You need a compound to start with. And the scout's duty is to do that, but also the extra burden is to scout out where the other teams are and where's the available place that you can go to.
And now we do see here 8J8. They're leaving bootcamp quite early, I can see here. So it looks like they're not sticking too long in bootcamp for some reason. Maybe they need to rotate. Yeah, because the circle is on the other side of the island. So maybe they would want to start getting into the middle of the circle quite early on.
You don't want to be the fish that kind of swimming in the pond now, don't you? Because you know if you rotate late when it comes to Sanhok, especially the land being segregated into 3 islands, you like it or not, you have to cross that one small river, and when that happens, there's so many teams actually waiting on the other side, including PPG. They are still taking Painan like usual. Apparently, the only team that's nearby them is just Yidu, but they're just on the outskirts of Painan.
Yeah, it's just like what Yudu did in the previous remakes where they dropped near Painan, they split up, and then after that they regroup within the first 2 to 3 minutes. But PPG able to secure this large area for themselves is already a blessing in disguise. You have to be grateful that no one is contesting you. I don't think Yudu Gang would want to come into Painan right now with how much ground PPG has covered. You can see Drax is also pretty far away from the rest of his team.
And we can see here 8GMT, they're really just evading AKA at this point.
I think
They are
everybody.
sticking together, right?
I think everybody just had enough of 2 games of what just happened, and they're like, you know what? Let's not do that ever again.
It's a lot of pressure as well. You face the same scenario 2 times in a row, and you have like a 50-50% win rate. And you probably want to dodge the third time. It's time to play a bit safer. They are going for this early swim, which will bring them closer into the circle. So AGNT with this rotation is pretty valuable for them to secure, an area within the circle after that.
And I think it's a really good move to do that early swim, because you don't want to do it later when everyone's stocked up their
Yeah.
weaponry and they can shoot you from afar. You do it right now, at least even maybe your opponents don't have the right weapons, don't have the right scope, they can't take you out.
That's the worst part. You will never get knocked down in swimming mode, and you're gonna just be gone ever. And in Sumner's last game, it was the Justice Show match, but he was the first one to be out, but it seems like he's having a good run. A ghillie suit is the most precious thing in Sanhok. It's so hard to point out where your position is if you wear this suit. It's just marvelous.
Yeah, and TNR, they are going to drive through Quarry. And surprisingly, Resurgence, they didn't stick at Paradise Resort for too long. We actually saw them outside of their usual compound. But TNR, they have been pretty lucky with the supply crate so far. But Resurgence right now, they are very near J8.
All right, now Resurgence Y2K is just outside the house here. They could probably see each other. These 2 teams, they know how to take compound fights. Definitely, it will be very interesting matchup. As you can see here, Y2K with a free fire onto the other side of the building. But Rocket, ready to get the knockdown, the Iron Brand, damn guilty, have been knocked down as well. That's a 3-on-3 matchup.
Oh, damn cutie. They are 1 trading to 1, but there might be a third party coming up very, very soon. We can see the corner of the map itself. But Zali tossing that nade. Will it be Kobe? Oh! Whole team wipe out.
Yudu.
It's going to be Drax finish
Oh
up
my God.
every single person. Rocky managed to knock down Iron Pro, but Mom Parang, the rest of Yudu, is going for a go as well. That was just brutal.
At the drop of a pin, Yudu immediately intervened to wipe Resurgence, and that is just total disaster. Resurgence, they got the compound surrounded. They were ready to fight J8, but they were not ready for Yudu to come in from behind and take them out. So now Yudu, with those 2 kills early on, splitting the other 2 with J8, they might go out and punish J8 for that as well.
Oh man, absolute kill steal there by Yudu, netting themselves 2 kill points early on. And actually J8 did all the hard work.
Yeah.
This is the meta currently.
Well, you mean stealing away whatever somebody else's precious stuff? Because why not? You are saving yourself such a good economy. Plus, you get all the goods to yourself. I mean, like, that's opportunist at its best.
Yeah, and probably the worst part for J8 right now is that they use a lot of resources to fight Resurgence, and they end up with, what, half the reward? Yudu gang, they only, like, what, lock 1 nade and take a couple of pot shots. So now J8's resources is pretty crippled, and if Yudu wants to take the fight to J8, they can do so confidently, and if they want to just let J8 be on their own, Yudu can just move away from that area. They have nothing to lose at this point.
It almost feels that Resurgence haven't rubbed off their rubber chicken curse yesterday still. But hopefully they can do it again. We're always very hopeful of them in the next round.
Yeah, I feel like because of their... Again, they were away from Paradise Resort, right? That was the place where Resurgence were known to have their foothold, but just coincidentally, this round they decided to take a different approach, and it didn't work out.
Looking at this state right now, Net Brotherhood, they might just be bombing to PPG or the other side, which I'm looking at, well, a different team right now. Easy, Tidor, and the rest of the team, they are hovering around J8 right across them, but not that close either. So they will hold on to the higher grounds like usual, but at the same time, I do want to see the progress of the circle next.
And this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Damansara Esports. I just have to be a little bit excited when I see this. But nevertheless, we can see that they will have this entire compound all to themselves. This is one of the teams that actually have a good reputation in terms of their rotation in finding the circle. But so far, at least in the show match, the circle have been going away from them. Hopefully, we can see that their rotations can come back on track as we have seen them in Season 1.
Yeah, I think Damansara also, at this point, they just want to hang along this coastline. There's nothing much that they have to be worried about. But second airdrop, this one is going straight into the waters with a Groza. Well,
it's on the island.
Oh wait, it's on the island, alright. It's not in the water, but you still gotta take a swim.
Okay.
After the rematch, it's just making it harder for the players.
At
But this drop, well, at least, again.
At least on the land, right? Yesterday we have one in the water, but we also
This
have
drop.
something
Yep.
for the audience right there. Key in the code. A lot of people have been saying, how do you redeem it? Well, all you have to do is to type in the code and you will stand a chance. But you gotta be fast though. There's like, what, almost 100,000 people competing for the same code.
The fastest one. Code
Fast
hunters, you know you can do the best when it comes to retrieving the code yourself, but I don't think anybody gonna get that drop, especially when it's not inside of circle. But look at Painan, goodness me, how long can they hold for PPG and Yudu? And Chimpui just happens to be around the corner. Gig Fan coming out from that side as well. The ones that will not be contested is just going to be AKA. Seems like they're having a good run after they avoid a GMT for the rematch.
PPG, they would need to be alert of their surroundings, because we can see here all the teams are starting to converge with each other, especially Painan being one of the hotspots. But just look at his team, no recall. Insomnus, oh my goodness, it's Atai. He didn't react enough. But Atai managed to get his knockdown onto Insomnus. Raymond from the other side trying to find out where his opponents are, but then again tosses out the grenade out in the open, not towards anybody else. Atai closes the door and ready to siege down anyone nearby.
Tiana, they don't seem to have any information. As you can see, PPG, now they stick their foot in. It's going to take down one member from Net Brotherhood, but then they're going to try and refrag. And that nade on the TNR! That one is huge. Raymond kills off his own teammate. TNR, what are you doing? They are out.
Now that's the rubber chicken curse still ongoing for the players. And now on the side of Yudu, they're trying to take down on PPG. PPG have a warehouse to work with. Painan will be heavily contested by so many teams. At the same time, Yudu, they try slowly approaching bit by bit, not making it any mistake or flaw at all, being very meticulous at this point.
Oh my God. My heart goes out for Team No Recall. I'm just so sorry, Team No Recall. The second team to bow out in this round. Oh, the rubber chicken curse just goes on.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have information on where Net is. I think the communication, there was probably a communication breakdown. Suddenly, PPG decided, Tiara decided, you know what, I'm going to join in the fight as well. And that one nade was the N1 and all for TNR.
Yeah, absolutely. And now PPG, they lost Tiara in this process as well. But good thing is that Yudu Gang, they are still not going for the rush in, although they know they have the numbers. But they're keeping eyes on Painan.
I have a feeling they will rush and flush this one out because this is the strongest, I say solid place ever if you want to get right in the middle of a circle, and this is the safest place you can get. But the thing is, can they hold for PPG with one man down at the same time? So many teams in different direction approaching, including J8 here. It's going to be a tough one for them.
Yeah, in PPG, their forces are stretched thin. All three members now split into different locations because they have a hunch that the teams are flooding into Painan. Just now we saw at least 5 to 6 other teams. Now we eliminate TNR. There's still a lot of enemy firepower surrounding them. So all these individual members, they really have to step up their game. But you guys also have to step up your game in keying in this code as we have the second PMPL loot. Do remember to redeem it as fast as you can, or it's going to be gone in a blink of an eye.
Now, that's the tip there, ladies and gentlemen. If you see an airdrop on your screen, it could also mean the PMPL loot will show up. So you got to get ready in front of your screen. And now we are moving over to Tara, who's closest to V-Star XP. Currently, they do have a good distance between them, so I don't expect any big moves.
I'm surprised how Tara and Net Brotherhood for this season itself are very quiet. They usually will be under the spotlight even in the start of even on the first day or second day here. AV on the then already start engaging towards KGM. Kingsman seems like they have a little bit of a problem on their side, but they are returning fire. Grim, the captain, may finish and knock down away. Their Vex got returned back to fires. Saitama take one down. He tried to finish off the kill. Can they wipe the whole team? It's going to be 2v2 here. It seems like Zach 3v2. Nice Nate counts now. Zach pinning one down. He's still up and away. Saitama turns things around. That's going to be Avi winning this fight, and standoff eliminated Kingsman, placing themselves at 14th place.
Yeah, too close for comfort. Kingsman, they actually have the chance to take out Flash Vision, but the Flash Vision have them outnumbered, and they were able to swarm them from multiple angles. So silver lining for FV right there. They did lose one member in the process though, but getting 4 points in return, that is absolutely worth it.
Kingsman, Husky. Kingsman.
Kingsman seems
the
like...
The caster's curse just goes on as well.
I
Oh my
don't
goodness.
Well, we should stop jinxing the teams out.
Well, Choo-Choo technically voted for all of them, but I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Yeah, but she probably just distributed everything. But she did put her focus onto Yudu though. Yudu is probably the only one that is resisting the curse so far. So hopefully they will continue to have that resistance. It feels like we put a voodoo doll, on any teams that we call out their name.
Oh, but wait for it, aka
rematch.
AKA JMT rematch number 3. Here we go.
Oh!
That is a huge Nick falling on top of AKA. That was like almost knocked down their own teammate as well.
What? They knocked down their own teammate? What's happening here? But then again, AKA, they are not done yet. They know AGMT is trying to recover from this, but AKA as well, they don't have their full squad with them. Loyu is away and he's been taken out by Ichong.
Yeah, Damansara, they also want to join the fight, and right now AKA with their forces stretched thin, they are going to lose their members left and right. Kicha and Luyo surrounded by Damansara as Six will take out Luyo. Kicha, maybe not long for the vote. The pick though gets him down Ichong, but he's not going to survive as he gets bombed by NSP. So there goes 2 members from the side of AKA.
And now final standoff of you.
Baby Bell!
Baby Bell is not standing off straight away. The IGL in-game leader knocked down here. They reverse back, giving back the favor, but Baby Bell knows where to hide. Putri knocked down, bleeding now at the moment he tried to save her, while Moy will be the only one from the side flank. Can she hold their ground?
Absolutely, don't call me baby. That's what she's sending out to Yuduge. And now Jax is prepping out the next grenade. He will toss it out definitely, but it will not be at the right location.
Yeah, they don't know that PPG has 2 members there. Putri is finally revived and Dragon just beside one member. PPG! And Baby Bell will find Drax knocks him down, but not able to secure the kill just yet. Drax has his teammates nearby. They need to rush to him right now in PPG. This is their time to strike.
Oh, here we go, and we can see here, Yudu Gang, they have lost Drax. Drax is now down, and now Manpara, Fredo, as well as Naoki. What can they do here against 3 team members of PPG? Moy is in the front lines as well. Baby Bell together with Putri in the same house, but Fredo looks like he's going for the flags here. Manpara coming from behind to cover while Naoki's on the other house. Fredo is going in, trying to revive his teammate. Oh, so he's focusing on the revive, and now Manpara is going to get covered some more, but then again, here you go. The fire comes out from Manpara, does not connect, and at the same time, Baby Bell does not the grenade.
And the nade from Baby Bell. This might going to be huge. Baby Bell turns the corner against Manparang, but Manparang will win out this fight. So Yudu Gang still holding on strong. Moy with the fire does find the spray, but the damage not enough. Baby Bell finally goes down. Moy trying to hold her ground, does down Drax for another time, but Freda will fight Putri, and Moy will be the last surviving member for PPG.
It's not going to be easy for Moy to get out from this sticky situation. We're talking about the only man, the only woman that been surrounded by all 4 members of Yudu, with Drax bleeding out at the moment. Naoki tried to flush her out. She's going to the second story right now, but Naoki tried to spot her out, hoping that she will jump from the windows. The rest of Team Yudu Gang gonna get from back. Moy! That's the end of PPG, placing themselves 12th place. That's no mercy coming out from Yudu Gang, the one and only.
Absolute no mercy there, but now let's move on to J8. Easy as well as Tara in the same compound right now. Looks like J8, they have their high ground. Rocky managed to revive himself, and he will get out of there. Unfortunately, they will continue on the journey without damn cutie.
And you can see Saitama on the side just dying, bleeding out to the blue. Yudu Gang, they already have 6 kills so far, and with so many teams to go through, and they have their whole squad available, this is going to be important, but Flash Vision rushes in, tries to fight easy. It's going to be a 2v3. They're going to knock down Min. Does find the first frag. Saitama on flank watch again, tanking the blue, but easy. They're getting absolutely swamped. Tito turns the corner, gets shot down, as Lynx will fight Tito as well. The entirety of Easy gets wiped out by Flash Visions.
Oh, and we can see here, looks like Flash Vision, they lost Scream earlier on, but with only 3 team members, they are still standing strong. X-Arm will be revived by his teammate, and they need to make a move right now. Now we move over to Net Brotherhood, and the circle will force all the teams on the right side to move.
And it's gonna be just on the outskirts of Camp Charlie. Most teams coming out from the southern side or east side of the map were having a tough time. The only team that will have a great time is none other than Damansara Esports themselves. And somebody, I swear to God, is smiling behind the screen.
Yeah, it's Yudu Gang. They are staring down 8 GMT and Geekfan right in front of them, and they are not shy to take this fight, but Tara Lyron is having to run down the hill right into J8. See Bota, he sees 2 members go for the spray, but not able to get the damage in. Bota gets taken now by Zolly.
And here we go. Looks like J8 will be eliminated at 10th place. And now Arta tries to find an opening to get into the safe zone, because now they are stuck at the death bridge here, ladies and gentlemen, whereby just super over. Marlino is keeping them out.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one with the bridge involvement as well. We're talking about Marlino with the higher ground here, taking on every single person that responds to this. This is just a great run for Marlino. He got himself the most solid place there is, with the higher ground hovering over this bridge. Anybody who tries to pass over is not gonna happen. Being denied entirely by Marlino.
Yep, and they're going to go for a swim. They jump off the bridge just to dodge any potential conflict. They will have to tank the blue a bit, but it will buy them extra time at the edge of Camp Charlie. So this is a smart decision from Net Brotherhood. They might also be able to gatekeep with the scope from Camp Charlie themselves.
And we can see here Net Brotherhood, they managed to swim across, but then again the Blues will still continue to pressure them. Need to find way, but then again, look at this. AGMT will need to fend off Tara, who is then coming towards them, and they don't have the zone at the same time. Xiao tosses out the grenade, and May tosses out the next smoke, but then again the M4 trying to pixel shot, does not connect enough, and they are still in this compound.
They have to deal with Geekfan. Hossein is on fire! Can't heal himself up immediately. That is pretty hot. Doesn't die as a barbecue just yet. Geekfan, they are still in the vicinity. They have Yudu getting to worry about, but AGMT will be their priority.
We have a lot of walking barbecue right now, but at the same time, Geek Fam seems like they are pinning down on Yudu. Yudu having a hard time after one play after another. They were forced into to take another one. AGMT shall taking down on Geek Fam this time. It's gonna be multiple wars of angles going on. QB don't know which one they should offer themselves that nade first. Will it be AGMT? Will it be Yudu at the same time? Net on the other end, finished off by the play zone. Out of nowhere, we have these teams actually not.
Whoa! What a nade there from Gig Fam. And now they have the advantage here. We can see here they're trying to get this compound. But then again, they don't want this compound for too long because they need to move into the safe zone. But then again, this compound is stopping them because they need to take out AJT.
Oh,
They have been taken out by Eclipse.
QB tries to go for the flank, but it gets clipped by AGMT, and now Sane is trapped behind that small little hut with the blue zone closing in. Geek Fam, they don't have much time to work with though. Danro needs to do his thing. He finds Tricks in with the spray. Couldn't get the secured kill though from behind the tree, and Xiao is running forward. Will find the first kill onto Sane, but damn rude, he will be the only vestige for Geek Fam to hold on the rest of AGMT.
Oh, it's not enough. You do have to butt in as well. The moment they were trying to just trying for a minute, seems like Yudu and also Damansara just walked into the vicinity. Ichong swan a bit of a pie as well. Now could be knocked down at first. Poison just finished off the rest of Gig Fam. Now down to 9 teams now. Okay, bleeding out. And Fredo, the only person surviving for Yudu gang, now applying only bandages. He doesn't have any utilities on his side.
And at this point, we can see that Damansara is the only team with a full squad at this point. They're having 4 kills of their own. And Restart Axel will be eliminated at 9 places. Eclipse is still taking out the blue, but he can't move from this. If he go any further, he will bump into other teams.
Yep, and Eclipse is just going to buy time with the first aid kit and see how long he can survive it because there's no way to get out. Yudu is in front of him. Geek Fam is also within the vicinity. And speaking about Geek Fam, they also heavily crippled Yudu gang by taking out 2 of their members and expanding most of their med kit.
It feels like it's going to be Damansara's game here. Looking, even the circle kind of favors them. Eliminated once more. Avi, they fought a great run just now, performing quite well, but it's not enough just yet. We have Molino scoping down on Tara just in front of him, right around the structure of this dome there. If only a little bit pegged towards the right side, he can actually see the side of Tara members.
Oh man, this is just so crazy right now. Bean, he's just waiting for the right moment, but unfortunately, random, he doesn't know he's gonna peek out. Will he peek out there? No, he's moving slowly.
He showed himself.
Will he take a shot?
Oh,
and random, well been shot down by Bean.
And at the same time, you can see Eclipse is running into Yudu gang, and he'll be taken up by Naoki. AGMT's runs finally ends in 6th place, and now Yudu gang with 2 members alive. They know that Geek Fam is nearby. Danru trying to navigate this blue, navigate the nade as well. And Naoki is waiting for Danru to show up, and Danru will start taking damage. But Random will also be found out by Ichong as well. They see Danru. Naoki finds the spray, and Geek Fam will be taken out.
Killing his own teammate. That is what Naoki did, and now he's not stopping it. Wild Horse is right in front of it. They're getting closer and closer to the safe zone, but then again, the safe zone is also going away from there. At the same time, Naoki will try and help his teammate there. At the same time, Damansara Esports, they are on the lower ground. Marlino, they have a compound somewhat in the circle, so a little bit more advantage towards Marlino.
To say that's very true. They have one particular building to work with, while the rest of them, there's only vegetations and the terrain to actually stay with them. We have Yudu, Naoki, and also Fredo at the timing, really low in terms of health, not enough supplies, not enough utilities. On this side, Damansara kind of have the idea that there's another team and they try to wipe the whole team of Yudu down all for the Damansara Esports.
Perseverance from Yudu. They somehow managed to survive fight after fight after fight. They make it in the top 3, so they should be feeling pretty happy about themselves right now with high frag value and also top 3 in terms of placement. But Fredo does see Damansara, so now another fight is going to ensue. You can see Fredo, he has no utility to work with.
Oh, by the same time, the blue side is going to pressure Damansara Esports this time, and Ichong will need to make a move, but Ichong exploded.
Get shot!
He gets shot down by Naoki, and now Fredo is down to 40% health. Naoki, they will go for the Russian, but then against 2, against 3. Can they do it? Can they come from the flanks? Can they come from behind? This over the question.
And Yudu gang, if they can clutch this out, this is going to be absolutely huge. You can see Marlino, they're going to join in to take out Damansara. Fredo flanking in from the side into smoke. They can fight the spray! Fredo! What are you doing? Why are you so damn good? Zig's also taken up by Fredo. Yudu gang, they might be doing it. Damansara down to Moss Goku.
Oh, down to Moss Goku. Fredo is still alive. He's now down to 10%. No one healing others. Moss Goku will take a snipe from that.
He's on fire!
Moss Goku will be taken out. And Damansara is bound out at 3rd place.
Yudu gang still survive. They are now top 2 against Marlino, but they are running dry. They have not much to work with. You can see Marlino, this is their game to lose. Yudu gang are on the line as the spray comes out from Marlino. They just need to land the shots on the Yudu, but Fredo playing guerrilla warfare, crawling towards Marlino right now.
And we can see here, looks like it's a 2 versus 3 matchup, but then again, Marlino, they do have that little bit of a high ground here. It's not going to be easy looking for Fredo. Fredo don't have anyone healing items. And the blue zone is closing out to them. And look at this. They finds that one shot. He managed to get that one knockdown. And they still have a chance here.
Naoki 1 versus 3. Can he really clutch this out? It seems like he's going to give his life away to the blue. And it's going to be Marlino surviving Sandhawk. They take that first chicken dinner of the day.
Boy, oh boy, that was really a tough run for you to get 2v all against the world out there. Into underway in Wrangle. Here we go. This time, different flight path again. So now coming through base up to Kamishki. Circle, where will it be? Come on, drop your predictions.
I bet it's definitely the flight path that caused, you know, the whole event to unflow. So hopefully this time it's going to be different. Not hopefully, it will be different. I am 100% confident that the circle is going to end up on the south side of the map.
Cloud?
You want a south side? Okay, yeah, I'll take a south side. I like a military base
Hey,
circle.
you shouldn't like team up against me. Come on.
What? I genuinely like.
We genuinely like... Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Hey,
Very
hey.
pure.
Maybe Milta Power, maybe Kamishki, maybe even like Jogopool. That's not wrong.
Fine, I'll take a Jogo pool.
Yeah.
All right. You take the... yeah, Jojo
I'll
pool.
take a Jogo pool.
Yeah, I'll take military base. So I'll stick to the initial circle.
I take centralized circle. So we see who got the strongest force in this one.
So which one as the center? There's a lot of places in the center. What? Rozhok, School, Ruins,
If
Pachinki.
School and Pachinki kind of into the circle, it means
Okay.
they're quite centralized. So we're
Okay.
gonna have to wait and see. But I think for the drop points, it's pretty much the same. We're gonna have to wait and see for all the teams to drop at the late phase if they're gonna drop the same place. Where did Voki ended up just now?
Vogi was near Gaka, if I'm not mistaken.
But he was alone, right? Cloud.
I guess he was alone, but
So we all missed the mark.
okay, fine. There you go. The circle
Yeah, the
doesn't favor
circle. Yeah, the circle.
any of the casters.
Yeah, it's straight out to Milta Power.
Oh, Chuchi's enjoying this
Your
now.
your
it's
your
funny that-
magic is starting to.
Not my magic, your magics. You guys always did the curse things. It's funny that, you know, when we want something, nothing gonna happen like the way you want it to be. That's just our curse going on.
Oh man.
Man, but talking about nothing's gonna happen, something just happened here whereby Superland is now down to 50% of health. I believe there was a conflict with
Wait.
PPG early on.
We do see Law is still
Law is-
floating.
Oh,
okay.
Lord is still parachuting.
I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, there you go. He
Oh,
probably,
yeah,
ju-
he's-
he probably jumped off a bit late.
yeah, he probably jumped off late.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's being the scout on the sky.
Yeah, it would be interesting, right, to see. Probably it will happen on maps like Sandhawk. Most likely on Sandhawk, where you shoot someone when they're still parachuting. But either way, Suprolan has been one of the players on Restart Expert that did. That was kind of the spotlight for the team. The more
He
experienced
always
one.
was.
Okay,
You
he-
remember Superland the Superman?
Yeah, we always call him Superman.
Superman.
It's Superland.
Yeah, but I would say that individually he did carry a lot of weight for his team. Even though Restart Expert has been running into a lot of hurdles, no most obvious it's going to be Yudu Gank, who always gets in their way. It's like it's like Tom and Jerry, right? It's always they run into the same team and they die to the same team.
So it's now Tom and Jerry now, huh? Well,
Yeah.
It's just funny. It's just coincidental, right? It happens so many times that I think if you are Restart Expert, you're just like, no, not again. You know, same situation, different game.
oh, kind of true. But again, I'm sorry, this is so random. But at the same time, I'm looking forward for the player's profile photo, right? If they can make the character just exactly like how the players are,
What do you mean? Like how the players are?
how they look like physically and in the game looks very similar. Imagine that happens. Like the player that actually win the tournament and get themselves the champion, they get the oh never mind
Their
it.
own models?
Yep, their own respective model for give them the glory to that. Like, oh, I have this model to play, but never mind that.
Ooh.
What happens here?
Oh, perfect.
Oh, perfect shot there by Wang Years. Managed to get the knockdown onto Putri. Now PPG Moy, she is all alone in this compound. It's a 2v1 situation. Insider is on the other side. Wagner's will toss out the grenade and onto Moy. But then again, will it connect? With the question, Moy looks like she jumped onto the next building and she will get away. She needs to do this quickly.
Yeah, Wakyus actually didn't spot Moy running towards the other side of the compound to revive Putri. Now, the two Singaporean teams, they're duking it out early on, and Kingsman, they are swarming in. It's going to be a 4 versus 2, and it seems like Putri and Moy, their time is limited. Wagyu just drive straight into that building, just waiting for the rest of his team to come in.
They are rushing and flushing out a bit far from the rest of the team of PPG. KGM already all 4 men there. Where will they go? Putri been revived back here, but I'm not sure about their utilities though, because it's still early in the phase 1. But that Kubi, will it be beautifully well done,
that
Nate?
was perfect. And it also finds incoming reinforcements. That's 2 knocks.
Oh my god, that's 2 knocks and there's only one more for the last one. Oh no, for PPG. Unfortunately, the first team to be eliminated from this round.
Oh, and they deliver a free buggy for Kingsman for their efforts.
I don't know. Just now, there was kind of a questionable moment for PPG. They split into 2 duos there and 2 pairs. At the moment that one of the teammates kind of being pressured by KGM, a bit late coming out from the rest of the team. The moment they come in late, they do know they're being cornered everywhere else. I think for that point of view, sometimes you just have to, abandon the ship for the greater good.
Yeah, that was also unfortunate, right? Just great job from Wagyu's solo cornering 2 members of PPG and taking out the reinforcements. And PPG just probably just lack of intel or lack of communication in that situation.
Yeah, I guess at some point PPG would be better off to just either leave Putri or leave both Moy and Putri there and just play as a duo throughout the rest of the game rather than trying to go and save them. Unfortunately, wasn't the right tactical move.
Because that cost them the whole game. I'm talking about 0 points in terms of kill, in terms of positioning. Like, for example, yeah, you might get too soon, but at least if you get yourself 1 point, that was a beautiful drift. Yes, it feels like you want to sing the Tokyo Drift song, right? But never mind that. Back to DMS. The Demonstar, they were not happy with the last game performance. They almost clutched with the chicken dinner, but being taken down by none of them, Merlin and Yud again last game. So can they perform this time?
Yeah, it was their game to lose, and unfortunately that just didn't pan their way, right? Those clutch moments, scenarios, it's always hard to make a split-second decision that is correct. And with so many X factors such as Yudu Gang and Marlino in the mix, Damansara, I think they should feel pretty content with that 3rd place finish.
Yep, I do think so as well. I think getting 3rd place while having no contest at some point of the game in the previous game in Sandhawk, I would say they're pretty good. So, well, it's a good start for them in Damansara Esports. Now we are looking at AKA. So far, they got themselves multiple lifelines, I can say, especially from the Sandhawk game.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see how they perform in this round.
The thing about AKA, I do notice they are just like AGMT. The moment they just hop from the flight path or the flight itself, they just have to share the other compound, the other team with the same compound. We're talking about them kind of being spotted up by Damansara there, but where will they go? Because the moment they step out from this particular building, it's going to be an open field out there.
Yeah, I think this is also the time where you see the difference in leadership, right? We talk a lot about Luyo transferring from into AKA from no recoil and just telling the team to be composed in these kind of situations. Maybe compared to AGMT, who would take the fight straight on to whoever is contesting them, AKA feels more calm knowing that an enemy is near them.
Yeah, I can say so that way. So, well, for Kingsman, looks like at least a good start for them. They got 4 kills on the board. Wasn't a good first game for them today, but so far, second game, pretty decent.
Yeah, and that definitely stings for PPG, right? You go through 2 remakes and you just end up getting wiped 30 seconds into the game.
Well, Kingsman here, hopefully they don't bump into any other team very soon. From Rozhok, going down towards the southern side, a bit towards the east of the map. I'm still waiting for the net circle to appear very soon, but those coming across from the southern side of the map, J8 and also Net Brotherhood, mind you that, but usually Net Brotherhood will be more towards the west side of the bridge instead of the east. We're talking about the east side for now. On the side of our Resurgence, well, Volky did a great run last time, but it's going to be a 3-way war.
Yep, this is another team, Resurgence, that still need to rise up, just like the Phoenix on their team logo here, ladies and gentlemen. We are still waiting for them to show what they can actually do, their performance that we have seen in Season 1. And this is the airdrop with the Groza here, with rest of everything, including a medkit inside there.
Yeah, and I think this is a very, very open field. I highly doubt it would be taken at any point of the game, but Resurgence is one of those teams that likes to play a 2-2 formation, well, we also have something for you guys, the PMPL loot. And a quick hint, it drops when the airdrop happens in-game. So just keep your eyes out for that and key in the code because it's going to be snatched by hundred thousands of other people that's watching the live stream.
Code Hunter, just do your job. I know you guys are way faster than the rest of the world out there. But just on the outskirts, Yasna quite very quiet. Easy, on the other hand, they are trying to hold this warehouse. Okay, we talk about this warehouse for some time. Very strong fortress, but in early game, I don't think it plays its part well because you need to loot a lot. And this is nothing about looting at all when it comes to this particular warehouse.
Yep, this warehouse is pretty much just a stopping point for a lot of these teams. They always like to stop here for some reason. I'm not really a fan of this warehouse because when you get sieged down, you can be sieged down from multiple angles, and it's actually quite open in this warehouse as well. So, but then again, it could be okay depending on how the circle is for these teams.
Yeah, and I think another problem with places like this, like warehouse and containers, is just you can't. Strategically, it's just not good when you are swarmed from multiple angles. You kind of have to brute force your way out of a sticky situation. But for Easies, I think they can kind of be rest assured because there are no teams nearby. Net Brotherhood, again, at the same time, also pretty secure in the compound. But Geek Fam splitting up their force with tanking the blue, with Damru just dropping down to 50% health, making an early rotation towards the eastern side of the map.
Oh, well, hopefully they will stay afloat for now because every single one of them taking different vehicles, that's actually already a good sign. We've seen it before. I think it was Singaporean teams back then with 4-man, 1 vehicle. That was just awful. But this time, hopefully there's no such scenarios going to repeat history itself.
Yep, so far we haven't seen that yet.
Are you looking
so,
forward?
for entertainment purpose, yes, but for the team's sake, no. So I'm quite contemplated. You know how evil I am at some point.
This is why
Sorry.
I am so excited about the broadcast, right? Just two chaotic evils always makes things a bit more interesting. Just like how TNR, they unfortunately were the victim of the rubber chicken. They bombed out pretty early on. They were the victim, right? They bombed out early on Sandhawk, and now they are staring down Kingsman, who are within, I would say within engagement distance if Kingston makes a move right now. But TNR, we've known them to be the more composed team. They play it slow, they don't take unnecessary engagement. But hopefully they can recover. They had plenty of time to recompose themselves after that Game 1 disaster.
Yeah, they will fight against their destiny. We're talking about the rubber chicken curse. Hopefully they can fight it out this one, so it will break for the rest of the tournament. But back about AGMT, on the other hand, they seems to be holding this command quite well. Nobody is contesting it towards them, but they're being very careful. If you ask me, I don't think they are low in terms of look, quite stocked up. Basically, everybody got level 2 of everything and decent amount of weaponry, but where would the circle be? Because if they rotate late, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, wow,
There
wow,
you go.
wow.
That's just happened.
Well.
Yeah. And just to add on what Choo Choo mentioned about AGMT, this is also something we saw from the qualifiers. AGMT love to play in these urban jungles. They like to play in this kind of apartment, condominium kind of building. It is their specialty with multiple windows to see through onto the broader scale of the battlefield. So with the circle in their favor, I think AGMT will just camp there and try to gatekeep teams that are rotating in. More notably Geek Fam and We Star Expert, who are driving into that circle right now.
I also had to point out that Yuru Gang, they like to draw in Savani, but hang on to that thought first. RSG looks like gunfire happening here, but okay, no big engagement. But just coming back to Yuru Gang, they like to drop in Savani, but they seem to make a big rotation onto the eastern side of the map and into the circle. But oh, look at this. Trixie, he has been knocked down.
Yeah, they were cutting across that map just now for none other than AV, and they will try to take down AGMT. Like it or not, they will have to force the fight. I'm talking about cutting straight into the circle. Will have to pass through so many teams. While Grim being revived and reset himself, we're looking at Tino Rico already start their initial movement. Romeo taken down. If I'm not mistaken, that's a definite kill just now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what AGMT did in this situation should be what PPG did when they were being swarmed by the Kingsmen just now. They just abandoned ship. Whoever got caught out, they have to give it away. You kind of have to think of the broader picture. How are you going to play the rest of the game? And AGMT, they retreated to another compound that they are pretty comfortable with. A lot of windows.
Oh, one more team just coming in. It's gonna be Team We Star expert from the back, but
Oh, yeah.
Marlena inside for net here around mansion.
Yeah, we can see here, looks like Apu is being pinned down and his vehicle has been exploded and been tossing out. Oh, it's just a smoke there, but maybe they want to go for the rush in there with the smoke. And now the second toss out of a grenade onto the side of Apu is nothing much that Apu can do
This is
at
a
this
huge one.
point.
Oh,
exploding
mid
there.
Yeah, pretty close, but the Resurgence, they also caught Chimpui in rotation. Net Brotherhood, they actually tried to abandon Apu to gain more distance, but Resurgence cut them off in the middle. And now two members of Marlino just trying to flush out this lone survivor of Net Brotherhood. They finally catch him with that nade, so he's either going to bleed to death or Marlino will swoop in to wipe him out.
The thing is, April being left here as abandoned ship for the rest of Team Net Brotherhood, they're actually going against a Resurgence just now. So getting themselves to compensate this loss, but April's still hanging on, that's the thing. And Marlena, they will have to run him down. And it's gonna be the end of April. May he rest in peace for now.
Man, I was expecting the run over. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it so complicated. Come on, Superboy. Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, well,
no.
then again,
A kill is a kill.
a kill's a kill. We have to take whatever we get. But then again, look at this. Looks like AKA Crooks will succumb to the play zone and AWM.
Suppressor alongside with that.
Oh,
Perfect loot.
That is just so rare.
magnifique.
That is just so rare to get suppressor and sniper. That's really vital. But here you go. You guys are watching this for the code. I know you do. Always will. Just type it away because you snooze, you lose. This is the moment you get yourself some freebies.
Yeah, the play zone claiming a couple of players. You can see AKA, they are actually all dying to the play zone. So this is not looking good. And at this stage of the game, if you get knocked down by the play zone, you pretty much gonna get abandoned. AKA 3 members already victims of the play zone, and now J8 against Tara. The nades flying out from J8.
Wow, tossing out nades between two teams and who's playing by the edge of the circle. And we can see here that, look at this, J8, they are suffering a lot here. They are taking a lot of damage. Sorry, having all time by English AGMT coming from that angle.
Yeah, AGMT, they're going to intervene with this. Rocky is probably in the safest position right now with the cover of that vehicle, but this nade is going to be huge. Ling is pushing it from Tara, so if he's not careful, if Rocky is not careful, Ling might catch it now. He sees the nade, gets tagged, 50% health down. Will he rush in though? Tara, they need to be careful in this open field.
Oh, it's not going to be enough because there's so many teams that have to cut across. Links, on the other hand, try to toss so many nades.
Huge nade!
This is a
huge
beautiful
nade!
Oh, almost mid-air still. It was really close to dropping it. Random got knocked down instead, and Rocky take the job well done here. While the rest of Tara tried to rotate it the other way around, trying to get flanked Rocky.
Whoa!
Kyle, trying
Rocky!
to get down.
Oh!
It's going to be the rest of history of J8. Just now eliminated, plays himself that 15th spot.
Man, I almost heard the Eye of the Tiger song, but unfortunately Rocky did not manage to do it for his team. Goku looks like he will be taken out by Yudu Gang as well. And each will be taken out by Drax. And there you go, Yudu Gang, they still hang on to their 3 team members. Ainauki, unfortunately, will be waiting in the lobby.
Yep, no more Freki for this game at least, as Ainauki has been eliminated early. Huge damage sustained by Damansara Esports though. They trade 3 members. By only getting 1 from the side of Yudu Gang. So this is going to be NSP on survival mode.
Snake mode on, if you ask me right now for NSP. No other way around.
Yeah, definitely he's going to survive. But then hang on to that. Marlino is being sieged out by Easy Esports, and all 1 by 1. Super Bean can't do anything, but his position has been compromised. Drax is just right in front of him. Bean will need to clutch it out. Can he do it? He's on the low ground, not on his side. Drax will need to find a good angle here, but oh, look at him, Mabaka coming from the side. And Bean taken out by the flags from Yudu Gang.
Yeah, Yudu Gang just again perfect execution with the swarm to get themselves that free kill. 3 kills so far with 13 teams remaining. Yudu Gang, they managed to replenish themselves, even more resources in the process, but Kingsman now, they're going to fire at Yudu Gang from afar.
Oh, Yudu Gang clutch that one out again. Now they will fly
NSP!
Where would he go? He has no exit out right now because every single man of Yudu will march his way. NSP just really at the last stick of hope here. Can he make it out alive?
Oh man, NSP, what does it stand for? No stopping person? I don't know right now. We'll find out really soon what happens after that. But then again, let's just keep our focus right now onto RSG and also Net. They are neighbors that people don't want to have.
Yeah, and Luyo, he lost 3 of his teammates to the blue zones, and he is now caught right smack in the middle. He really has to say a prayer right now with 4 other teams surrounding him, and this last circle. Geek fam kissing themselves because they are smack in the middle.
I don't know how they kill some stuff. I don't want to even picture it, but right you go, Husky. Seems like they're having a great time out there. Easy and aka Loyu, even though he kind of stuck a sandwich between so many teams, still hogging into the rim of a circle, that is a good sign.
Well, yeah, it's good news that Loyu is actually still hanging on for positioning for AKA because a couple of the team members actually succumbed to the play zone. Not too sure what happened, but yeah, but NSP, look at this, way up north, super far from the safe zone, not sure what he can do.
And Restart actually now engaging in a fight against Kingsman. Kingsman has come in, and this is just an absolute bloodbath. Restart actually
Oh
fight
my God.
TNR as well, but the wrap around from TNR will make sure that Restart experts, they will be no more.
And here we go, Team No Recall, there are two team members down at CNB, as well as Riot, they need to be revived. Insomnius will go in and help his teammate, but then again, at the same time, they are being pressured by multiple angles. We can see here, teams are coming in from other angles, including Kingsman. NSP is still staying out of this.
Oh, Team Noriko only have a shack to work with. There's so many bombardments coming out, all different angles here. They have so many things to cover. We're talking about KGM right in front of them with so many teams behind, and we just have to body Zach out of nowhere.
Oh,
Now
oh,
AK
Loyu, no,
Loyu, Resurgence going for Loyu. Where would he go? It's gonna be the end of AKA for now.
But Resurgence now, they are the ones caught in the crossfire as Woki gets down immediately. Resurgence, they're caught in this shack. They are actually pincered. Gotta get Woki up back first. Y2K is already out for the count. Resurgence will replace Luyo in that very bad position.
So earlier we saw Fredo and Naoki. Now we still have Manparang, Drax and Fredo here in this game. They are still hanging it on. Manparang really far away from his teammates, being their scout, trying to open up angles for his team. Fredo and Drax here trying to get into the safe zone, but the blue zone will pressure them.
And a huge rush coming in from TNR onto the Kingsman. The Kingsman getting wiped out. A bit of run over here and there, but Raymond's going to be on flank or rotates out forward. It's going to fight Wagyu. Wagyu is going to be cooked to well done. Cabo, the only survivor from Kingsman, just trying to get his way out of there.
Oh, and Sona's being knocked down, bleeding out at the same time. KJM Cabo, he is trying to run away, and SP managed to survive till the last day. Yeah, we're talking about him out of nowhere, still managed to live to see another day.
And worst positioning for Yudu so far. They got wiped out by Geek Fam, so we are definitely going to see a new winner for the chicken dinner for this game. Geek Fam in the middle of the circle with all four members still alive. This looks like a very good situation for Geek Fam to try.
Oh, very, very good situation indeed. The next circle, we'll see who does it favor. Will it still favor Geek Fam? After this, we'll know right now, ladies and gentlemen, because the circle
It goes away!
It favors NSP. They just bought the circle again, and now looks like FP will be eliminated at 9th place.
It seems like NSP is blood all over the place. Geek Fam still kind of touching the rim, but we're looking at so many teams coming up from southwest of the map itself. Saying try to hold to this one particular compound, try to rotate himself, but TNR against all odds, against the curse of the rubber chicken.
And I think they know where NSP is. They finally bomb him as NSP finds the person who purchased the circle, and now it is a free-for-all battlefield. No teams are safe within the vicinity just yet.
Yep, no one is safe at this point because the circle is away from most of the teams. We can see here, Geek Fam, they still made it all for their team members, putting a lot of pressure onto the side of Team No Recall, who's stopping them from getting to the circle.
Oh, Saint tried to reset himself. Can he have enough time? We're talking about Geek Fam being bombarded by multiple angles here. So many things to cover, so many teams, 6 teams, 5 teams still fighting against them. 90 players alive, but Easy seems like all team members still well and alive, but they will have to cut across Resurgence for the time being.
Yeah, and at the same time, because the circle ran away from Geek Fam, they are in a horrible position. They gotta get out of their compound with Resurgence and Easy staring down at them. Terra on the northwestern side. Geek Fam, they are completely trapped and no recall. This is their chance to probably break the curse.
Oh, we can see here, RSG is still in it here, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Iron Pro have been knocked out. He will be revived. Oh, that nade definitely shattered him a little bit there, but then again, they are still holding on strongly. But no! Snipes won't give any opportunity for Iron Pro.
Oh, Easy at the same time are focusing on Resurgence, but Geek Fam seems like they're holding the most strongest compound out there as well. We're looking at another Team 7, TMR. Seems like they're holding into the circle by themselves quite well.
Yep, and Resurgence getting wiped out by Geek Fam, who are still holding strong onto that compound. Somehow they stay alive, and now only 3 teams remaining, with Geek Fam looking like the team that might take this away alongside TNR, who still has all 4 members alive. Tara now is going to be under fire.
Tara, the team that everyone forgotten, now their position has been compromised because of the smoke. Geek Fam still maintain all for their team members. Team No Recall. Looks like they have 4 as well. We may see a 4-4 matchup depending on what happens to Tara right here.
But the only team that don't have anything to cover with is just Tara. Sandwich between 4 versus 4. It's the world against them right now. Sane are focusing them right now. Sane goes for the other team, No Recall. Geek Fam just now got the advantage of opportunity, wiping a lot of team 2 teams on their hands. But now Tara trying to take down on team No Recoil.
Yeah, and you gotta wait for the last circle as Lyron gets shot from afar. Ryan is the one to get the knock, but he hasn't secured the kill just yet. This last circle will determine if the battlefield favors TNR or if it favors Geek Fam. But Tara, they're just expanding the resources from both these teams.
Oh my goodness, now the circle. We will tell who will favor here, ladies and gentlemen. And look
TNR!
for the TNR! TNR has the circle! 90% chance for them to win this game. Can they break the curse?
They are trying to break it all through.
Geek
We're
Fam
talking about
rotating.
Geek Fam trying to wrap it in into TNR.
Oh!
That was
Really
so damn
close.
good.
My
Just
goodness.
because of this big stone right in between. It saved him a lifetime.
And now it means that Geek Fam, they're exposed to Tara as Sin actually gets knocked. Insomniac now gets a clear shot of where Tara is. Maybe this is TNR's turn to finally break the curse. Geek Fam, they made the risk to take the rotation, and this is not benefiting them so far. Sane is down, Damroad is also red.
Oh my goodness, and now Sane is so out in open. Kill me! It's so far away. They're out
TNR
there.
sold them.
TNR! They still have the circle here!
And it's an open field as well. Tara is just staying out of the wall. So right now, TNR taking down on Geek Fam. But they are returning. What happened? Insomniac
Whoa.
taking down on Liren right now. It's not letting them go for Tara. It seems like just Team No Recall circle. And it seems like they might have a chance to get themselves a chicken dinner this time.
Yeah, Geek Fam are falling apart. They're now splitting both QB and Snipes onto 2 different positions. Tara, they will just tank the blue. They can bow out for now because T and R, they have so many smokes to cover. Insomniac is immediately pushing forward to gain a better position against Geek Fam.
And now we are down to the top 2 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Geek Fam and also Team No Recall. Team No Recall has the circle. They have the numbers. Sidney is just trying to find a good position, trying to find where Geek Fam is. And Kilby still tossing out the grenade. Try. Hopefully they can get Kilby. Is actually the only one left. Can he clutch this or will this be Team No Recall breaking the curse?
They need to rush it all 4 men going in for QB. He's the only person they have to fight right now.
And Team No Recall, they're gonna play this slow. They know that there's no way the QB can revive his fellow buddy. The circle is in their favor, and QB, he needs more than just a prayer to save. He just gets the down onto Insomniac, and that's gonna reveal his position. No recoil, they break the curse, and they take the chicken dinner.
It's gonna be a real chicken this time, a juicy one, and that with no recoiling of the chicken, they can just dig it in.
His hair, so now you know Stewart.
Okay.
Stewart and his hair.
Chuju has a different player every day.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, back about the vote. It keeps on going up 18.5%. With total vote of 3,050 people. Come on, keep the numbers going, guys. Researchers still maintain at 5% so far. Do give us extra contenders here. I wish somebody will try to, compete with UD when it comes to community votes.
Yeah, fun fact, researchers actually lost, I think, 0.1% of the total vote. That's slightly funny, but a team that was also the grand finalist of the previous season, J8, hasn't been showing up as much as Secret or Yudu Gang. But the one team that has shown up is definitely our observers lineup with the director XCYR and his crew Topcast, Ngak, Zai, and Yota, who just broke his 100th game observed today.
Congratulations to Yoda. We're keeping track of those numbers for you. And look at this. The circle is fairly kind, I would say. Fairly kind circle in the middle of Monte Nuevo. That's pretty okay.
But at the same time, the flight path was skewed towards the southern side, so there's some teams drop quite early, especially Easy and also Nat.
That's a unique drop for Shizo.
I don't know if that even happening right now. We gotta wait and see. Because, well, like I said, mentioned before, Easy have the longest journey towards Montenuevo, and you mentioned it, Clark. I have to agree. Sometimes it will be Montenegro Circle.
I mean, they have their work cut out for them, but AGMT running into J8 immediately. This is AGMT's specialty, and Rocky will be the first victim of their aggression. That is 1 free point for the Singaporean team.
And we can see here, Xiao looks like he'll be... Oh, he got knocked down through a fall. Not too sure what happened there, but actually that's the reality currently. But he will be saved by his teammates. We can see Jerome as well as Eclipse giving a lot of cover for him. At the same time, J8 looks like they are being pinned down towards the edge of this town. Not too good of a start for J8.
I have to agree with Husky. It seems like 8GMT, they are actually really good when it comes to early fights head on. And J8, Is it just me that I noticed these two teams really love to clash each other in the early phase of the game, like previous games as well? It's always the eight teams going against together.
Yeah, and the only difference was that previous game we had Yudu Gang to be the third, the one that messes up the whole
Resurgence
situation.
as well.
And Resurgence. But Resurgence was the one who fell victim, so that was probably the unluckiest skirmish of all. But AGMT, they are showing their dominance right now. And we did talk about J8, right? The grand finalist who hasn't gotten as much attention as Team Secret or Yudu Gang, and this is not a good start for them.
Definitely not a good start. We can see here where if they want to get out of Picado, it's going to be such an open road. Hopefully they can find a vehicle nearby. If not, it's going to be really, really tough for them. We can see here that in terms of loot, it's quite scarce for them. Bota is really showing his head here without a helmet.
And the thing about J8 is that I do want to know their next decision making, because do they want still to take the fight head on, or will they just back away? Because it seems like they will probably retreating after this. But at the current state of being, how they move parallelly, same goes for AGMT. I have a feeling they want to do a second round of challenge against them as well.
I personally think that you have to make a run for it. You just need to grab a vehicle, and they found it, right? The MQT did get himself the van, so he can escort his team out. It's going to take a while. That vehicle is not the fastest in Marama, but as long as they can get away from AGMT, which seems like a huge task right now as Zali gets shot.
Yep, we can see here AGMT not going to be making it easy for J8. They still want to put pressure onto them. The moment they show themselves at any corner, they'll be gunned down.
Oh, Jerome and the rest of the team, they will not let this one go, especially in early phase of the fight. You do know they don't have much on the side of J8. Like you mentioned here before, Aski, they got the slowest vehicle, but hopefully they can get into the vehicle right now, because it's just a huge task for them to actually just cut across right at AGMT in the middle.
Yep, they managed to get Bota on board as well, so J8, they are finally going to be able to evacuate from that Picado town and just let AGMT have their way.
Yeah, so there you go. So J8 will need to find another location. A little bit of pressure from J8, but that's a little bit of pressure from AGMT, but that's not going to hurt J8 at all. So now the tough thing is that they need to go to smaller compounds to loot. Bigger compounds, definitely nothing else is left.
Yeah, now down to AKA, Ketchup and the rest of the team. It seems like they will not be contested. I have to say, AKA, when it comes to getting themselves the compound at first start of the game, they are really good when it comes to not clashing with another team. Previously, they kind of clash a lot when it comes to AGMT, and then the moment they change their route or even dropping points, they pick the right one for them, because they know when to pick the right fight at the right time. Just on the outskirts of, if I'm not mistaken, this is St. Martin.
Yeah, and also at the same time, AKA, they do have that history, that narrative with Team No Recall, right? With Luyo kind of getting shuffled into AKA. They did clash once with TNR coming out on top. So ever since then, AKA has been pretty quiet and off the grid.
Yeah, that was just that one fight, but then again, well, it was Team No Recall's game in the previous round, and here we go. Team No Recall still playing this round without Stewart, 9k.
Oh, well, maybe sometimes Stewart is like the secret weapon for them. So it will be like when it's really critical, he will drop out with his marvelous hair, because I kind of miss. I think he just changed back to the normal hair. He was having a very curly hair back then when we were in a different country. It was a different season. But back about Team No Recall, they're having a good run this season. If you ask me for the first week back, can they actually keep on this performance?
Yeah, hopefully they can, right? You integrate the experience that Ryan brings back from Taiwan, and I think that is probably one of the most valuable input that you can ever get from a player that you recruited into a team. You can kind of almost put him side by side with Matt Toy and his value to Team Secret.
Oh, absolutely agree with that. I'm sure he does bring fresh new ideas in terms of how to play the game, rotation, strategy, and so on. So definitely we've seen some improvement, especially in the last game where they got their chicken dinner. If they can continue on a certain level of consistency, well, maybe it could be Ryan's the star man.
I have to agree with that as well, because sometimes bringing an international player into the roster kind of give them a fresh look and different perspective to work with. Down to none other than AV. We mentioned this before. AV seems to be very different from they were back then, but they will have to bump against Team No Recall next.
Yeah, that's going to be their first challenge as Saitama almost flipped that van. So luckily he was able to keep it under control. My
It's always
Surfa
AV.
was on his toes.
It's always FV have some vehicle problem, don't they?
Yeah, for some reason it always happens to them. I'm not. Someone's license need to be checked.
Yeah, we have I think more frequent route blocks in Malaysia, so we gotta implement that in.
I don't think that's gonna work, but wait
Oh,
for it,
under
Zach.
fire.
And also being under fire. And almost
Oh!
that was really close to getting himself into a box. That was really always FV. But AK Loyo on there then already knocked down. Same goes for Ketchup.
And Resurgence, they are trying to swarm AKA right now, and AKA, I don't think they're in any shape or position to fight, so Iron Pro, he was able to land the first few shots, and Resurgence, they're going to take their time trying to hunt down the rest of AKA.
Oh, the only thing is that they have the high ground, but then again, they don't have the numbers on their side, and you don't want to be on the lesser side if you're against RSG. They will pin you down, they will take you out. Both
Oh.
no! Him and knocked down by Stab!
And Iron now is going to pick right now. He
Whoa.
takes down Luyo. He's
Whoa.
going to try and challenge
Whoa.
Wookien. No, that's not going to happen. Small Boy is now trying to refrag for his buddy right there, and he was able to find 420. So RSG, they come out on top, and they're going to get themselves a couple of points.
Small Boy just arrived just for damage control. At the same time, they both kind of having casualties, both teams. But Snap, can he make it on time? Some of the team is, most of the team is bleeding out at the moment. Y2K quite far apart from the rest of the team. So can he make it out? He has to choose who will save, but that's really close. Snap, can he make it out?
Oh no, we can see here Y2K tossing out the grenade onto Snap. Snap have to abandon his teammate, and the last thing alive! Snap! What can you do from here? Y2K just in front of you, and Y2K will go for the rush here. Snap is just behind the vehicle, snapping out the grenade, we can see that. Is he going to sacrifice himself? But looks like no! Y2K and Snap! There goes him back to the lobby.
Yep, and Resurgence just immediately, with a snap of a finger, they sent AKA packing 16th place back to the lobby, and that is just a horrible start for AKA. We talked about wanting to see more, but the leadership has not translated into any result just yet.
Yeah, at the same time, looking at We-Star, just have to make it hard for FV. They were having a rough time already with their vehicle problems. Now they have to face We-Star the moment they got themselves this warehouse, and they don't have enough loot to be stocked up just yet. So where will they go? Zach almost being knocked down there.
And we can see here, looks like the fireworks is still happening somewhere at the warehouse, as we can see. So
the nade.
the nade one by one.
Yeah, Zach managed to bandage himself up in time, so he did
Suprolan.
survive the second nade, but Suprolan with a huge vantage point. Roman tries to go in for the rush, does get picked, does get shot, as Zach peeks out from the door, and now FV with two members hiding inside their warehouse.
Oh, they're being cornered every angle way possible for FV. Now Zach and Arm, will they survive this nade? It seems like cooking. Hopefully it won't explode. Oh, no! What the
Oh!
no! That is just unfortunate.
Oh, I have no words to describe that, but then again, the fight is not over yet. We can see here X-Arm, they are pinned down inside the warehouse. There's only X-Arm and Zach. They are now 2 against 4. It's not going to be easy for X-Arm.
Yep, and Flash Vision, they need to come up with a plan to get out of this predicament, but it's still possible to clutch this, though maybe not. X-Arm gets naded out. It's only Zach left alive for Flash Vision, and Roman, he knows it. He smells blood. The second nade lands, and We-Star Expert will wipe out Flash Vision.
Oh, that plays himself at 15th place now, and We-Star XP almost kind of having a rough time there. They almost made a huge mistake that might cause the whole team, but fortunately it will save the day for now. Tara on the other hand already taking against Kingsman. We talk about this team as well. Seems like they will be targeted by most of these big Titans teams out there first.
Talking about Tara, looks like they're going to make that rotation into the safe zone right now, all the way from water treatment. I hope they have enough vehicles. As you can see here, Kingsman is looking on the horizon.
Yeah, and I like what Tara did with that decision. They take out one member from Kingsman and they immediately just say, hey guys, we already got something. We crippled Kingsman. Let's make a rotation.
Look at the circle. This is looking at so many teams going still into the blue. Well, we have 3 teams coming up from the southern side. Most of them will have to go against the gatekeepers. Nobody coming up from Craterfield. So it's a very clear pathway. Nobody is forging their way from that side. I'm surprised, but that double airdrop on Gig Fam, crazy.
Oh, that's some geek sanity happening there, I'd say.
Yeah, I saw that coming. But I like the rotation from Yudu. They managed to dodge the main gatekeepers directly on the south side of the map. They actually decided to go towards the western side a bit more. It's a longer rotation. They're going to tank more blue damage, but it's worth it as long as they survive. The closest team to them is actually Morlino, but I doubt Yudu gang would run into them.
Oh, but GMT now have RSG right in front of them. A big valley separates these two teams at this point. And now Voki takes a couple of shots here. Trixie is now super low, now down to 20% of health.
You have to be careful about Super Roll and Super Roll. That's really close between mixing those two names. But AGMT seems like they never let down or never even let go of none other than J8 Esports. They have been tailing them for a very long time here. At the same time, the circle just have to deceive all the players. Seems like the Picardo, Power Grid, and also Montenegro kind of in between, where AGMT and also none other than J8 right smack in the middle, where also Expert coming in from the sides.
Yep, and Yudu gang, they never really had the favor of the circle, so the rotation is going to be extended. But the longer the fight between AGMT and J8 continues, the harder it is going to be for them, because these teams swarming into Power Grid and Picardo will just complicate things with multiple parties trying to gain control.
I noticed that Fredo wasn't moving
Yeah.
earlier, so not too sure what's happening there. Maybe he's just
was
trying
quite
to repeat
far.
himself. Yeah, he's quite far from the rest of the team members. But then again, look at this, NSB have been knocked down. So it looks like J8 is pinning down Damansara Esports, but they have a compound on their side, but they just don't have a circle.
Oh, now they have the higher ground for Damn
Oh.
QT. We do know Damro and the rest, Damn QT and Damro really love sniping people from afar because both names kind of similar to each other. But J8 team come out from the higher grounds, scoping down on Damansara. Obviously, somebody is not happy about this, but AGMT, will they be the third party coming in a bit late?
Yeah, they could do that, because J8, they have Bota dedicated to make sure that AGMT don't do too much damage to them as they take control of that mountain. So Damansara Esports are the one being pinned down the most. J8, they had more tasks to do to kind of watch over two teams.
And now this is it. Team No Recall, ladies and gentlemen, again. But oh, look at this. Lord, he got exploded by snipes somehow.
Gig Sane.
That's a
Gig
gig save.
That is such a Gig Sane movement. We were waiting for the whole day to say that. But Team No Recall parked themselves at the patrol station, patrol stop. They kind of get the idea. There's so many teams actually exploit their positions with that bombardments and open fire sounds. On this side, on the other hand, we do have a V-Star XP going against Gig Fam. So they are trying to play with whatever structure they have right now.
Yeah, and V-Star Expert, they've already dedicated two of their members onto the roof of those buildings to spot out where the rest of Geek Fam are. Because Geek Fam, they have to traverse this terrain. They either go for a huge wraparound or they go up this mountain. And it seems like the plan right now is just to scout out the surroundings, as they do see Marleno though, so they might divert their attention.
And now we can see here, Sneepers has Superboy in front of him, but they are all safe in the same zone for now. But oh, look at this! Kill me! I've been knocked down by Romeo. Looks like the engagement happened. The grenade goes out, and look at this as well. Gig Sane, he is getting closer and closer to the action. Will he be able to pin down anyone?
Oh,
That's
will it be
Superboy.
not sprayed over? Will it be an explosion of vehicle? But he got reason backfire. Gig Sane is not happy. Almost
Oh!
sprayed that. He's also knocked down as well. Damn Root on the other hand tried to just revive QB. Can they make it out on time? Because there's one more team approaching from the upper side of their map as well. It will be Marleno in south.
And of course, Yudu gang, they finally show up to the party. They are the party crashers right now. They've spent most of the game rotating, but now they are going to chip in their ammunition as well. And Geek Fam, they're on the receiving end of this as Drag tosses out the first nade and is gonna find Sane.
And there you go. So Fredo continues on the pursuit onto anyone who is still on the other side. We can see a snipe. Oh no! That doesn't even one! How did that grenade find snipes?
That was really close, but then Mamporan kind of have the other side covered. That was really close to make it to none. Back to Gig Fam on the other hand. They tried to take down on Marlena himself. Sniper Man seems like to be not the one sniping at the moment.
Yeah, and Danru, he actually ran out of ammo, so he can't secure that kill for his team. They have to immediately drive out from the area, but Marleno is actually tailing them from the highway. Yudu gang though, they can make a pit stop right now to collect those resources.
Wow.
Such airdrops too, side by side.
And of course, do catch the PMPL loot here, ladies and gentlemen. Punch in the code because you don't want to miss out on this exclusive loot here for yourself as well. And Damroot looks like he's the last team member for Geek Fam.
They were being ambushed multiple angles. So many teams try to take away Geek Fam, take them down from this game. And while on the other hand, Damansara Esports coming and tossing. This is beautifully well tossed. Nate, can he explode on time? Oh, chip a bit, but not finish off the whole team.
but Ziggs is still going to toss a second one. This should connect on at least on one of the members of the side of, I believe, Easy, and Ziggs now to turn his attention onto another team that's passing by. That is PPG, but he misses his shot, and that gives enough time for Easy to heal back up, but the spray down from Ziggs just secures another knockdown.
And there you go, Easy Esports, they have been eliminated at 14th place. Now Damansara Esports will go for the rush into the safe zone, while they must be aware that in front of them, there are other teams actually still hanging on to the middle part of the zone.
Everybody try to get themselves a higher ground. It's a great migration happening. Everybody just have to bump into each other. The kill feed is going crazy, including Tara. They try to hog themselves onto the outer rim of us, just at the rim of a circle. But we have another team approaching. Marlena himself, really low in man. They're not happy with this. The visitors coming across them.
And so much gunfire being expanded onto Bean, but Bean somehow manages to duck under the cover of those hills, managing to make himself to safety, at least for now, but he might run into Kingsman in the process. So this is going to be a very messy fight, because we also saw TNR, they are contesting Yudu Gang.
It's an absolute mess. There's almost nowhere to go into the safe zone, but Goku have been taken down, it seems, and look at this. Damansara Esports, they are spreading themselves up a bit too far. Goku, there's no one that can help him.
It's only just Jerome that side. They have no clue how many team members of AJMT on that. But at the same time, Picardo seems like won't be the next circle, because just on the outskirts of Power Grid, and we have Kingsman actually hogging themselves in the middle of a circle, which Resurgence joining in as well.
Yeah, but Kingsman, they send two members downhill, so I'm not sure if this decision is going to bite them in the back as the fight progresses. This is pretty risky though. They need to make sure that those two members on ground, they don't die as the rest of the team swarm in. We have Resurgence making the rotation, Tara on the other side of the mountain, and Merlino also making it into the circle.
But I really like what Yudu Gang is doing right here. They are going through Power Grid, using this compound as their cover while they head into the circle from the left side of the map. Ainauki now will make a run in. Now it's Ainauki and Mamparang. Can they hold on to it for their team? And Ainauki's been sieged out from the side.
And it's going to be a different duo this time. Will it be another powerhouse coming out from Yudu? When it comes to going for duos, Yudu always does this best. We're talking about expert. Romeo coming in from the side. Almost taken down. That was really close.
Yeah, and this is just going to be an absolute mess in Power Grid. Small Boy does find Ichong off screen, and Manparang and Ainauki, they now just need to make it through this compound, which is a huge challenge with V-Star Expert guarding that. It's going to be a 2 versus 2 though, with Suprolan and Romeo on V-Star Expert's side, but Yudu Gang, they somehow are able to run through the middle.
And now I am putting a lot of pressure to Bota, managed to get the knockdown onto Bota. Bota is now way far away from his teammates. Nothing much can we do. And Iron Pro gets that kill off.
This one team will be out now. AGMT shout nowhere to go. Small Boy have his eyes onto him. Resurgent Iron Pro taking down on J8. This is multiple.
Oh no!
That is just really tough. And it's going to be Resurgence having a tough time. Voki out of nowhere just being knocked down.
Yeah, Woki ran himself over with the buggy, so that is going to dampen Resurgence's tempo a bit. But that's okay, it gives other teams to reset as well. Resurgence, they need the time to take a breather as DamnQ, the only remaining survivor from J8, hiding with the guys of the smoke. Yudu Gang also managed to make it to safety on the other side of the warehouse that is not occupied by V-Star Expert.
But it's very likely that the circle will actually move away from Yudu Gang, so they need to be prepared to make that movement. When they make that movement, teams will definitely converge with each other.
And now suddenly it's the quiet before the storm. Nobody is crazy in the kill feed just yet, but everybody just tried to reset themselves, making sure they are well prepared for the next fight, which is going to be a World War III, because look at how many teams on the western side of a circle.
Yeah, the amount of teams on the perimeter of this safe zone is just absolutely insane. It's overpopulated. PPG engaged against Marlino. You have Kingsman on the eastern side as well. V-Star Pro and Yudu Gang in the warehouse. AGMT, probably the most complete team right now with a full 4-man squad spread out on the desert.
And we can see here that the next zone, who will favor? Oh, looks like it favors towards the two Singaporean teams, Kingsman as well as AGMT, and Ryan is in the safe zone as well.
But he's right in the middle of such a huge manpower team. We talk about Resurgent coming in, creeping into Ryan. Can he get out from there? At the same time, come from the northern side. Kingsman kind of still segregated. You do. They work best in pairs. I have no clue how they kind of work things out. But Team No Record placed themselves at 11th place, the last chicken winner just now.
Yep, and I know he got caught out by Restart Expert, so it's only Man Parang left for Yudu gang. And at the same time, GeekFam also called out Merlino in rotation, so that's a couple of free kills. But Resurgence right now, it seems like they are the one trying to make an impact. They had 7 kills last time we saw them on the camera, and they're just amping that up.
We can see here Zuprola looks like he's the last team member for Restart Expert to hang on to positioning points, but he does not have the circle on his side. And just look at it, right from here, it's so open. RSG, they know Zuprola is there. They will try to get a kill point for himself.
At the same time, sorry, and it seems like Insider just now exploded out of nowhere. You saw that coming, right?
Yeah, and Suprola now he only has forward to go, and Man Parang is gonna try and push him, and at the same time GeekFan gets eliminated. Resurgence now is going to take advantage of that as Man Parang wipes out Suprola and takes out Restart Expert, gaining Yudu gang a bit more point in terms of placement.
And we can see here Small Boy is trying to find a good angle, but then again it's not easy for him. Man Parang is still waiting for the right moment to move, but then again he needs to make the movement now. This is the 6th circle, it will definitely hurt him a lot.
And now Tiara make a move against Marlino, who have the hardest place to play with, but Superboy will knock back down. He will eliminate and decimated PPG on 8th place here. Seems like Tara is right in the middle of it, but look at this, Small Boy seems still going for Yudu Man Parang there.
Yeah, Man Parang spotted out by Resurgence, and Tara also saw Man Parang, so Yudu gang, they're gonna bow out in 7th place as Jerome will take out Lyron. Tara now exposed to 8 GMT.
Tara took away that kill point.
Yeah, they took away the kill point, but hang on a second, we can see a
Oh,
Cabo.
no.
Oh no, he's positioning his partner. Cabo with the free fire, but then again Cabo let's get the knockdown on the knockdown. And now Cabo will finish it on 1 point for the Kingsman.
Yeah, and Marlino just not able to convert that. Where's the back out? Superboy just way too slow. Now he's gonna try and rush Cabo as well. He gets the kill onto Cabo, so it's a bit of retribution. They take out Kingsman and get that placement point, but Woki gets the bomb onto damn QT and takes out J8.
Oh, that's just tough. Now down to 4 teams here. At the same time, this is the time where you get away your coat. The heat of the moment with the airdrop in between, because Resurgence is just pinning down a lot of AGMT at the same time.
Oh man, AGMT, now they're being pinned down by Resurgence now they may need to make the move, we need to make the circle, but looks like the circle will favor towards Tara, and Small Boy with the
Woki!
First again a knockdown!
What a spray from Woki! There's so many frags, and Iron Pro finally finds Jerome. Woki takes out Eclipse, they take out AGMT. 3 teams remain, and Resurgence looking so dang strong. With 16 kills, they only have Tara to worry about right now.
That's not just that, it was a very long shot as well now to Resurgence. How they approach Tara right in the middle of the desert. Well, we have Superboy behind it, trying to buy time, at the same time being a sneaky guy to just third party away.
Oh, you need to be the sneakiest person ever, because right now you need to hang on for position points. Only 10 more seconds until the blue zone actually closes in. Iron Pro trying to find a good angle here onto Tara. They do have the high ground though. Toss out the good day. We have Kobe.
This might be a huge one. Woki's right in! He finds Woki will also be blown up by Lyron, and Superboy watches the chaos unfold. RSG down to 2 members. Small Boy not looking too healthy, but Tara still have 4 members left to arrive. This looks like Tara's game to take. Iron, he needs to push right now.
Roki just now, I don't know if that purposely intended or not. Was it a mistake? But now, down to Iron Pro. He's been bombarded by so many showering of bullets
Did they
all
find
over the
two?
place. But he got Lyran down instead. And now he's waiting to reset himself. Really close. Small Boy make a good run from a flank side.
Now it's Iron Pro and Small Boy here, ladies and gentlemen. They will go for it. They have Mafia runner by Iron Pro. Super low. And Small Boy, can he get the clutch here? 2v by Iron Pro been knocked down. And now Mafia trying to find the back here. Mafia with that little bit tickle out. And Resurgence is eliminated.
And Superboy now is
Oh
his
my
chance!
God.
It's his chance! This
Oh.
might be his Superboy!
No.
It's gonna be a 1 versus 1.
Super-
Mafia against Superboy. Has he really worked it out?
Oh.
Superboy doesn't make it! And Tara, with their dying breath, they get this chicken dinner.
Oh man, that was really close to the Superboy. He was against all the odds just now, but that equalized everything else when it's down to 1v1.
Over at least 1 chicken dinner and at least be on par with Tara.
And because right now we're jumping into Vigandi for the final match of our day 2. Because sometimes what I notice is that will be Yudu gang. 80.5% the vote keeps on going up. Some people jumping off the ship of Resurgence now.
We're eyeing you there. We're eyeing 0.2%. You went away
Yeah,
somewhere.
0.2% left Resurgence. you guys.
And some PPG fans vote out for them as well because previously it was 2 point something-ish%.
But look at this. We have the observer lineup here. Thank you so much to our observers who bring us the action. Axer, Topcast, Ngek, Zai, as well as Yoda for being the ones to actually handle the camera work, which is such a beauty to watch.
Yeah, huge milestone for Yoda today. I think he has been celebrated pretty vigorously today at the start of the broadcast, but huge credits to everyone involved, and pretty even flight path, cuts right through the middle of the map, but a lot of teams, majority of the teams, they prefer the western side of Weekendy.
I know.
Yeah.
This is why I was sighing because I know every single time when it comes to Weekendy in particularly, if the flight path is balanced, the circle won't be, and it's gonna be hopefully Contra is happy about the Dino Park circle.
Oh yeah,
and I'm looking forward for it to be a maze circle as well. So that one, I know I sound a bit evil as well as alongside these gentlemen, but yeah, I'm waiting for this circle for a very long time actually.
yeah, we talked about this during the Singapore qualifiers on Weekendy, where we want to see the circle on Dino Park, but right off the gates, aka find Rocky from J8, and that should be the first blood for Kichao. Rocky not gonna live for long as Kichao sprays him down.
Oh, Rocky, the first one to bow out of Miramar. Now Weekendy as well. The first one, not a good sign for Rocky. And now AKA, they got their first blood here.
Oh, will they actually proceed towards that because they got their upper hand at first, but at the same time, a bit hesitant. Well, that's a shotgun just to show off, just to flex it out in front of the team, none other than J8 Esports.
And Damn QT is going to return a couple of shots onto Luyo, but the damage is not going to be enough though. J8 are already outnumbered, but Damn QT just going to try chip off the utilities from the side of AKA.
Well, whatever he can get, he'll take it, that's for sure. But we can see here, Bota is still waiting for the right moment to make his moves. Looks like only 2 team members from J8. One more of them, not sure where. Zali, not sure where his location is at.
And before that, a recap for you guys. Sunhawk for match 1-1 today. Marlino won them. Chicken Dinner Irango for Team Noriko. Down to Tara for Miramar. Now, still unpredictable who gets the candy. Or you loyal the rest of AKA. No, Hamas onto the Novas as well. That is really straight in the face. And now, Damn Cutie will be the ones taking the damage as well. Well, the funny thing is, Botak is totally not bold.
Yeah, Botak, he finally gets himself the helmet, but he got to recover as Zully Snap is running towards AKA. So the backup is going to be slightly late from the side of both teams. Hopefully J8 can get some time to recuperate themselves, as AK, they're going in for the rush, so they will be able to find Damn QT, who failed the peak. He wasn't able to finish off the second member of AKA, and the revive did came through.
J8, I think they kind of been in the same position last game
as
well.
Yep, absolutely. Same position at this point, but look at this. Bota, he may be sieged down. Kichap is just below. He's going to the second floor, and now Bota, we need to be ready. He hears the footsteps, that's for sure, but Kichap is all alone. It's a big risk. If Kichap goes in alone and Bota gets that first kill, because he can get that first shot onto Kichap. But look at this Bota. Oh, he's going up to the roof.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best place for Bota to be in, as I don't think Zali is going to come to him anymore, because it might put J8 at a risk of elimination early on. So Zali just got to get as far away as he can. You can see that he's coming in, so he's not ready to give up his body, but the time is limited. The clock is ticking, AKA coming for Bota.
Oh, but at the same time, do they have enough manpower? They
Oh
my God. Oh, Bota says clutch it out.
What?
But that's not gonna be enough. He's the only man trying to take one whole team down. And that's Botak being sacrificial lamb for the team J8. Zully have to carry this alone by himself. Huge responsibility, but that was close.
That is a highlight reel for Kurox. He used the micro Uzi to spray down Botak mid-air from the second floor. Like, who does that? Who is this man?
Who is this man? Really, not only that little bit of a peek there was comical for me. It's like, hey, and no, and then the jump shot had to happen.
Then the jump shot happened.
Perfect moment, comical and action in the same time.
Yeah.
Perfect. It goes. As Marlena in South right now, they are doing a-okay, but I'm not sure if it's really in the southern side. So far, still, the only team that lost a heavy casualty, cost them quite dearly, none other than J8. Same goes for the last round for them, now only 61 players. The only team lost, man. J8, how do they survive to the end of the game?
Yeah, and I think we did have this slight discussion where J8 not the best in gunfights. They are more well versed in terms of strategy, but when it comes to these direct confrontation, you can see that J8 has been struggling 2 maps in a row. So Zali just have to play the lone survivor and get those placement points. I don't think he can do much in terms of the fragging department.
Oh, but look at this. Looks like Team No Recall and Damasar Esports, they are close by with each other in the same compound. And these teams, they are playing by the edge of the same. So at the same time, Insomnus with his vehicle. Will he make the run for it? Oh, he's been gunned down now. Hopefully he can make a run for it.
And Damansara now they caught wind of TNR in the vicinity. They're going to try to peek through those windows. There's a lot of buildings to work with. Ziggs gets on top of the roof, trying to get a scope in. Raymond did get shot, but he was able to drive to safety. So TNR, it seems like they're going to evacuate from that area.
They don't want to fight and also take the race too soon. We do know when it comes to going out from the game, for example, you don't have any points in terms of killing or 0 points when it comes to positioning as well. So Insomnus, Sim B, also Raymond and Ryan, where would they go? Seems like they're going for another compound to clear with. While we have Kingsman fighting against PPG this round.
We can see here Kingsman, PPG separating themselves, playing as a duo Putri and Moy, Baby Bell and Tiara on the other side of the road. So Kingsman have an entire compound. I believe they should be in the safe zone, so I don't think they will make any big moves.
Now, wait, just now I saw another team coming out from the corner. If I'm not mistaken, that was actually Net Brotherhood.
Oh yeah, Net Brotherhood is actually looking around the corner. And PPG, they have always been playing this 2-2 split, right? You always see Putri sticking with Moy, Tiara sticking with Baby Bell, and this is the second time that they have Kingsman right in front of them. It was the same, I believe, for Mirama. So we'll see how this pans out, because right now, We Star Expert, they might join the fray.
I must say that's a very cinematic shot there from our observers, but look at this RSG. They are hanging on to this compound. Okay, so Marlino is across the horizon, so they're still okay there.
Oh, but then we heard a preemptive shot just open, initiation of fight, resurgence again, getting after one fight to another. They never back down. They always try to go for more, and this is just not where they want to be. Because if I'm not mistaken, that is actually maybe team that, well, seems like PPG opens fire against them.
Yeah, and RSG completely caught off guard. Iron Pro has been the more aggressive player on the side of Resurgence to kind of go out and get these warning shots off, but definitely was not prepared for, you know, a third-party fire.
Yep, definitely not prepared there, because you managed to get the knockdown, but because he's in a compound, they can reset themselves. Now Tiara taking a couple of shots here from another angle as well. We can see that Moy and Putri, they are relocating themselves onto the other side of the road.
The thing about PPG, last time they did this, it was really a mistake that unfold later on. We're talking about Moy and also Putri. Yep, they're going for a dual pass here, but will they have enough manpower to fight against the team if they were to rush in?
They actually rotated super far away, but the silver lining is for PPG is that Baby Bell does have Resurgence in her sights.
There's 2 teams sandwiching them at the moment, Cloud.
Yeah, it's not looking good. If anyone makes that first move, they could be third party in. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for your party as well. Catch the PMPL loop, punch in the code here to receive your giveaway.
Not the best crate, I would say, for in-game, right? It only drops an AUG.
Yep.
I know team is going to retrieve that, I believe. But yeah, do a cash in on that code. You're going to get Choo-Choo's favorite boxing shorts.
Oh, well, it's everybody's. Hopefully they're going to make a merchandise shop in real life. But back about the game, Resurgence seems like they have backing off from PPG. So I'm kind of surprised at this you're making. Yeah, Resurgence, they are packing it quite well. But the other team seems to be none of the team no recall just across them. So after they budge from one compound, seems like they have to be taking up another challenge on the other side.
Yeah, I think Resurgence, right, their best run was actually on Mirama with, I think, 17 kills and coming in third place. They were so close to that chicken dinner, so that momentum has really got them going. Now they just got to keep it within themselves, and maybe they're going to cash in another good result on Weekendy.
And we can see here, looks like Flash Vision, they are taking out the blue zone. This is still the first first zone, so they can definitely do that. They can even stop by here and still loot while they decide where they want to rotate.
But yeah, it's okay for them to actually tank it out of the blue a bit for the first phase. But at the same time, we're looking at one particular direction for the circle. You do know that 50% of the circle consists of water ratio. So if you don't go into the circle quite early on with a very medium-sized map, it's going to be a problem later on.
Yeah, so Flash Vision, which is going to take a while to get into the safe zone. So the worst thing that can happen to them right now is to come through a perimeter where it is gatekept by other teams. But a lot of pistols being made by Flash Vision just to get off that snowmobile. Probably the worst vehicle that you can get in Vikendi.
Absolutely agree. So they'll be glad to find 4-wheel vehicles so far. All 4 of them, yes, they have their own 4-wheel vehicles. So they'll make their rotation down south. It seems looks like a long travel for them.
Oh, now down to Tara. Just now they got themselves a chicken dinner, but now they are holding to this compound. They're playing a bit safe. On the other side, Damansara seems like having a good go for Marlena in south. Just have to butt in, and at the same time, one more team behind them is going to be Net Brotherhood. So the rivalry of the siblings seems to sandwiching them and Sarah Esport with Marlena in between as well.
Marlena inching closer and closer to Winery. Damansara Esports, they are just waiting for those praise to show up, but Marlino, we have seen them pop off today. They got that first chicken dinner off of a bit of the help of the circle, but overall, I think compared to yesterday, the growth is definitely there, but the circle is just absolutely ruthless. Look at the overpopulated area in the center.
This is why I hate this kind of circle. You guys just encouraging it.
Oh, I'm loving it.
I mean,
I know.
I don't control the game AI. That's why I love what I get.
Thank you,
then,
Husky.
You have to be
hopefully,
grateful.
but I'm looking forward actually for the Dino Park maze though. It would be
See?
crazy if
Oh.
looking at somebody kind of get lost in the maze instead.
Well, there's still a possibility there, so you can keep your hopes up. It's fine, that's fine. But look at this, RSG, they are close by with Marlino. They're going for the seizure. Looks like it's starting to happen. Small boy down to 50% of health. Super boy, the Starman for the previous game, he's now down to 70% of health, and they will find their targets.
Yeah, it seems like RSG, they want nothing to do with Marlino. They are just going to take cover right now, but Marlino kind of know which compound RSG has kind of parked themselves in, so Sniper Man will be the person to pin down the rest of Resurgence.
At the same time, Gig Fam Sane just around the corner as well. They will butt in if they want to, and Gig Fam already started making a move too. But looking at that, Easy versus RV on top of that mountain. Still Schizo pinning down on Zack first, but they try to return the fire, but Zack will be finished off easily. RV Saitama on the higher grounds. The other hand, this one punch man, can he one punch away for the kills?
Well, it's too far away for him to punch, but then again, at the same time, they must consider that the blue zone is pressuring them at the same time. Now, this is a very difficult location for Saitama because he can't get down, but then again, the shots go out, and Saitama, he will be counterfired. But oh, look at that shot. I think he dropped out for the vehicle.
Yeah, he ran over himself, and Saitama needed to land those shots. Those were really crucial considering that they are tanking blue damage, but unfortunately for Flash Vision, the crucial ones did not land, and you have X-Arm as well, trying to just buy a bit of time and space for the rest of his team. They gotta get out of this blue zone because Easy, they already made their way across this bridge.
I did notice he has himself a 23 bandits. For that, I have no clue for why and what reason. But on this side of Easy, they're already rotating themselves into the circle because they do know the longer they stay, the more problem they will have to face later on. So it's best to just rotate in with only 40 or just 50% of land later on.
Absolutely good move from Easy here to prioritize getting into the safe zone because you don't want to fight and end up both teams actually being eliminated because of the play zone. Now, AGMT, they are playing by the edge of play zone, and just look at this, Trixie and Shao, they are super low.
Yeah, and Shao, he got revived just now because he accidentally jumped out of his vehicle, but Easy, they rotated away into the safe zone, but they are going to run into Damansara potentially with Geek Fam on the other side of the road.
And now Damansara, can they get themselves the compound first? Because it seems like Easy want a bit pissed of it. The first one to get themselves this compound can actually get a more solid ground to begin with, more room to play with. While Geek Fam, they are quite behind there into the blue. Where will the circle be? This is a crucial moment for the players to decide which direction. Still, the water ratio 50% covering that circle.
This is just absolutely ruthless from the circle. We got the northern side yesterday, but this one is just 10 times harder because you have only 50% land to work with, and with PPG in the center and also Net Brotherhood, I think you are going to get a really messy clash because all the teams are still alive.
Absolutely, it's going to be a really messy clash. The players may even play throughout the bay. As we can see here, Milna is still quite empty, but as the time goes by, they may move on. But look at this, Damansara Esports have company in the same compound as them.
It's going to be another airdrop for us to watch. Is the puff of the red smoke, which you know is going to be another giveaway code. So be sure to key in the code ASAP. As soon as you see it, just type it in, because if you snooze, you lose. You're late into the party, nothing else for you. Well, I do kind of wonder what's inside of the airdrop, but we're looking at KGM and PPG, also Damansara. Everybody just snake away into the game.
Yeah, Tara losing one member right there. Fedo managing to get the explosion on the vehicle as Damansara now. Ziggs actually, I think he saw the hood of Easy's car, but he's holding onto that trigger. That trigger discipline is important right now. You don't want to give away your position as the gatekeeper at the perimeter of the circle. Luckily for Easy, they're gonna dodge a bullet, but Man Parang just caught wind of TNR.
Team No Recall. Looks like Sinbi is relocating himself to a higher ground just to get a better vision. I'm sure they do know somebody's lurking over the Matmara. Oh, the crosshair there onto the side of Sinbi. Will he take that shot? Yes, he's tapping away, but Sinbi, with that clever use of the terrain, managed to cover himself.
It's so hard to get a mini 14 in Vikendi, honestly speaking, but that is a very good DMR when it comes to sniping people away. Overpicking will cost him his life. On the same side, we have Zully, the only man surviving for J8, just working around the shacks. Hopefully nobody found him.
Yeah, and he has to hope that the circle remains in his favor, because the moment he steps out of that, that's going to be a free kill for whichever team that gets the drop on him.
He's definitely going to rotate super late, that's for sure. But it's unlikely for the third circle to still reveal. There you go. Just remain quiet there. Don't move a muscle.
Yeah.
Cannot even take a breath of a sigh even, because the moment he moves a bit, it gonna mark in on top of that map. And there's two teams close by. He's being sandwiched between these guys.
Yeah, the good thing is he does manage to get himself to the crate. He got a level 3 backpack and level 3 armor, so it's going to protect him when needed. But still, all these gunshots is going to put a lot of pressure onto him. But you can see Drax getting his head taken off by Ling.
Where did it come from? I can't even see where AKA is. They're shooting from somewhere.
Yeah, I think Drax is all alone.
Oh, okay.
No, but never mind that Tara is actually opening up fire against AGM2 now. Can they actually move forward? And if I'm not mistaken, there's so many teams sharing the same place, which particularly this compound, which have UD around the corner. So maybe it will be the great migration that will bring down most of the teams later.
Yeah, this is just scary, right? All the teams are still in this game. When you have 50% land to work with, there is bound to be a very bloody fight going on as the circle still closes in a bit towards the south side. The spray does come through from Marlino as they see Damansara passing by.
And we still have 50% water there, mind you, now that we have moved to the next circle. And we can see here Marlino, they have Damansara. They have been trailing each other from earlier of this game. And we can see here, looks like the fight will start to happen. The Molotov will be tossed out by Sniper Man, while Damansara Esports is playing this patiently.
They're trying to flush them out by Marlino, but Easy is approaching as well. At the same time, they're still inside of a circle, just at the edge of it too. So can they actually being blasted by the circle gods? We'll have to wait and see, but there's a lot of Molotov being tossed over, but nobody got barbecue just yet.
Yeah, and Damansara, they are slowly being pushed out of their own shelter because of those molly. And Marlino, they now have a better control of the compound. They can afford to be a bit more aggressive and take over all this area. In case the Damansara shows up out of nowhere, Marlino will be able to back their buddies up.
And we can see here, looks like Bean, he's trying to go for the circle here. This is pretty interesting. Trying to go for the flanks, trying to see if Damansara Esports is actually moving out. Now we can see here, Damansara Esports is actually being pinned back by Marlino.
At the same time, we're looking at how much longer are they gonna tango this out.
Nathan himself?
We've seen this many times here today. Maybe just reflect back on the window pane. That is not gonna help him.
And that is an instant rush from Marlino. They know that one guy made a big mistake. They're going to capitalize on that as Ziggs gets gunned down by Bean. You have one guy from Damansara at the second floor, but it's not going to matter too much. Marlino will just swarm Damansara as NSP on the second floor, trying to revive his teammate. But you see the nade fly in. NSP got to abandon ship right now. Jumps out the window, jumps right down to the first floor, and Marlino is there waiting. And they are going to finally eliminate Damansara.
It's a very tragic way for Damansara Esports to bow out of this. Most Goku, the captain, bombing himself. I'm not too sure what happened there, but definitely capitalized well by Marlino.
The moment they dropped that bomb and they heard it just on the outskirts of where they were standing, they know it's the team right in front of them that made a mistake by AGMT. Right now they start to make a fight. Tara being knocked down, one bleeding now. At the same time, they are trying to corner every single way possible. There you go. Jerome trying to cook this, tossing their name, Marvin right in front of it. Molotov being tossed over.
Oh!
It's gonna be tough for Jerome to get down on Maffy. Oh, they're gonna flush it out.
Yeah, and AGMT with the cover of the smoke and that nade, they're going to try and rush in right now and finish the fight, but at the same time, Team No Recall getting pinned down by AKA. The blue is actually tanked by AKA, so Imsomnic just needs to pin down the members of AKA to make sure that they go down. They actually don't have much places to go.
Oh, by the same time, we can see that Snap have been taken out by Raymond, and now Team No Recall, they still made it all for their team members. At any time soon, 30 more seconds, the circle. But look at this, the volley! Immediately cooks, and now Kitchup is all alone in the compound. They're pinning him down. He cannot get out of this. They can finish him off.
Only left Kitchup fall to bed. The responsibility, but TNR, they're not done with him just yet. They will try to still force the fight over. And now we're looking at Tara and Ned. I kind of question a lot of self-bombardment happened throughout the whole game here today. What really happened to these guys?
I mean, it's kind of comical. A lot of teams bombing themselves. Net Brotherhood now going up against Kingsman. Same time, PPG also in the fray. This is going to be a three-way fight. PPG already losing Moy and Tiara, so they are down to 2 members. Kingsman, pretty healthy, full squad alongside Net Brotherhood.
Yep, as you can see here, the good thing is that BPG, they are in this safe zone, and now the zone is closing in onto these teams. But at the same time, we can see that Baby Bell is together with Putri. Will they go for the rush in? It's not good on their side because the numbers doesn't favor them.
Oh, we do know they tried to work in pass, but it doesn't work out well for them just yet. Resurgence across them. And there's also Yudu getting so many teams cornering PPG. There's no way out at all. And now they have to figure things out to stay quiet. But EZZ already started off against WeStar XP. And now even TNR going against Net.
Yeah, and TNR shows up and starts cleaning up Net Brotherhood. They already got 2 knocks, and TNR, they just flushed out AKA. They're going to take that momentum and force it onto Net Brotherhood. As Net Brotherhood trying to run away, you can see that the shots coming in from multiple angles. This is the bloodbath that we've been talking about. So many teams in such a tight area. This windmill is an absolute battleground.
Oh, it's just such a rainbow moment right now with so many colors coming towards each other, and now we can see that Sinbei tries to relocate himself. The blue zone is behind it. He needs to take this into serious consideration. Raymond gets into the car, and now they will force themselves into the same zone, but they can't. It's so tough for them.
Oh, they cannot be all 4 men in the car because they do know it might be a big risk. But at the same time, Brother is just around the corner. He opens the door. They know they want to see that one coming. They close it out. It's going to be Simi. Swing over. Net Brother is now a history decimated entirely.
And Team No Recall live to tell the tale for another day, and it's easy. They have to take on WeStar Expert. WeStar Expert, they just revived one of their buddies, but to get out of that compound that is surrounded by the blue zone, it's going to be pretty tough.
Oh, and PPG, they actually nailed Team No Recall, the entire squad by Baby Bell and PPG. Wow, just look at this. They are taking out Riot. They're taking out everyone for Team No Recall.
It's 2 against the wall. If not, they're just duo. They're trying to fight against AGMT next. Blaze will finish off a lot of players out there with a Micro Uzi. Baby Bell, can she clutch this? Same goes for Putri. They are waiting for the side, the crosshair to land onto the rest of AGMT members. She stops the fight right now.
What?
From Putri, PPG taking it towards HMT, and Putri, she's not done yet. Eclipse also takes half damage in terms of the half of his health bar. Putri and Baby Bell holding onto this, and HMT severely crippled.
And now AGMT, they're pinned down inside the house, but they will revive. So if they don't go for the rush in, they must go for the rush in now. Baby Bell with the
Baby Bell.
right there. And trying to find an opening here, but she climbs up.
The roof.
She uses
Ooh,
them, but
she
on
sees
the
it.
rooftop. She sees them. Baby Bell wants to get the spray, but no. It did not connect. The bullets ran out, and PPG will be eliminated at 9th place.
It was a well done try for the teams. I have to say they almost clutched 2 teams in a row with 1 net wiping TNL, but now why? Easy! They're having a tough run from this. FB will have a free kill of that. It's gonna be 4-2-0. But where are the rest of the teammates by FB here? They just arrived. The Fire Resurgence is right across them.
And FV now is their time to make way for themselves, but it's pretty hard with so many suppressive fires from different teams. You can see Kingsman is right in front of Flash Vision. They also have to deal with Easy at the same time. Yudu Gang, they finally show up. They are known for showing up at the last phase of the game.
Oh man, they are serious survivors here for Yudu Gang. But just look at this, everything is going to be a mess here, and Easy Esports have been eliminated at 8th place.
Oh, now things are going very south and really fast for most of this team. We're talking about every single person who tried to stay at the shoreline have to go through so many teams. And look at that, Iron Pro tapping it confidently in his comfort zone.
He landed.
One last. There you go, he got it.
Yep, and with a bit of help from that blue as well, Resurgence, they had a breakthrough performance in their previous map, and they're translating that into this one as Manparang with a sliver of help able to survive and take out AGMT. Yudu Gang will live to tell the tale.
And we can see here, Yudu Gang, they still maintain 3 team members here, and they're playing by the edge of the river. The next circle will determine if they need to move. Yudu Gang needs to move here, ladies and gentlemen. So now we can see here, the only team, RSG, they're getting the circle!
Finally, can it be their debut to get themselves that chicken dinner? At the same time, Yudu Gang playing alongside that shoreline. Really slippery slope, if you ask me. Gig Fam, they have all 4 men. It's going to be 3 teams with all 4 men mostly, including also, never mind it, down to 4 teams only. 4v4v4. Who will win this game? Who gets a better position?
This is actually insane. With all these teams remaining, have their full squad online, maybe except for Geek Fam. But Resurgence, even though they have the compound, even though they have the circle, they are actually completely surrounded. They have to pick their fights accordingly, or else they're gonna be swarmed.
Oh, but then again, just having this circle, having the compound, just gives us a big edge in terms of winning this chicken dinner. Small boy takes a couple of shots and down to 40% of health. I'm sure he can revive his side, and there you go, pops out the first aid and immediately resets.
Oh, we're looking at Gig Fam trying to be an opportunist at the back. They don't want any part of this war so far and waiting for the right time to come in. But at the same time, the one that opens fire exposed himself way too much. Yudu start the fire set first and try to take down Kingsman. But the one benefiting this is none other than Resurgence.
Yeah, and Yudu Gang turning on to Geek Fam, but at the same time, they revealed themselves to Kingsman, so Kingsman might capitalize on that as Manparang takes the nade from Resurgence. Woki will take out Cabo from Kingsman as well. Resurgence is going to take the fight on 2 fronts.
This is now the fortress of Resurgence here, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone needs to fight to get into there, but Resurgence is holding this compound resource. Just look at that distribution. They're covering all angles possible. Gig Fam, even Kingsman and Yudu, it's going to be tough for them to get in.
Yeah, and this next circle will really determine who will be able to make it into, who will be able to survive. And you can see Snipes from Geek Fam, he's taking the swim. He's not going to be able to make it onto the ground.
As long as he stay inside of the circle, but Goku did right in the face by Naoki as well. He is not having a great day. Both team has 1 trade each, but Small Boy trying to get for the flank side. Damrude getting down on Naoki, and Fredo return back to his Damrude.
And we can see here Manparang tries to help his teammates, but they are outside the safe zone, and now the Blue Zone will start to pressure them. They will need to move in, but they check this out.
And you see Snipes, he's actually gone to ground. He might be able to flank Yudu Gang from behind. It's going to be pretty tough, those Snipes. He's tanking the blue. Maybe he might not make it after all. Resurgence now, like you said, the fortress, the castle of RSG. They were so close to the chicken dinner, and they might take it. The bomb onto Vax. It doesn't take him out, but it's enough to cripple him.
We can see here as well, RSG, they may have someone. The circle like Iron Pro is right smack in the middle of the circle with a little bit of a compound there. At the same time, we can see here Small Boy still holding up for another angle. And Yudu Gang is eliminated at 4th place.
And down to 3 teams, only 8 players alive. We're talking about Resurgence having the most solid compound to work with. Gig Fam trying to skirmish themselves into the circle, but it's just not being denied there by Iron Pro and the rest of the teams here. We do have one more, none other than Kingsman, struggling to stay alive, the last man surviving.
And now Resurgence just just have to turn their attention to Geek Fam. Let Y2K and Woki deal with Vex from Kingsman, and they should be able to take this game away convincingly. Vex shows himself, and Woki tries to go for the spray. Doesn't get the kill, but Woki is just gonna rush straight at Vex and finish off the Kingsman. Now it's between RSG and Geek Fam.
And now it's down to the top 2 teams here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the entire squad of RSG against 3 team members from Geek Fam, who unfortunately they lost nice amount along the way. And now can they lose? QB looks like he'll be taken out by Small Boy.
And now Damro and saying how do they approach it? It's 2v4 at the same time. The blue is closing in and taking every single time. And Geek Fam, they have to work through all the higher grounds too. This just seems very off for Geek Fam. Resurgent is going really strong.
This is literally an uphill battle for Geek Fam right now. They have to come to the cliff. They do get the shot onto Small Boy, but Iron Pro is there to reinforce his buddy. So Small Boy is just a small sacrifice. Geek Fam, they gotta play with the smoke because walking up into that compound is suicide.
And Circle still favors RSG, their fortress. This is their house of the RSG. And they
What
make it, and there you go. Winner, second dinner goes to Resurgence.
Boy, oh boy, Resurgence know how to read the circle very well when it comes to the final map here to the Candy. I have to give credit, finally, both teams, they got themselves the rubber.